Do you have a plan for the next 30 minutes? Right now, you're watching this video on your phone. You're probably at home, maybe lying on the couch, maybe eating. The door is locked, the internet is on, the screen is in front of you, and everything is as it should be. But I'm going to ask you something, and I want you to think about it without procrastinating or glossing over it. When this order is disrupted, do you have a plan for the first 30 minutes? Not a quick answer, but a conscious one.
Well, it probably won't be that scary. We'll see what we can do. We'll act according to the situation.
That's exactly how it starts. A crisis doesn't erupt suddenly, as anyone might imagine. It doesn't start with sirens, a sky-splitting explosion, or chaotic screams like in movies. A real crisis is silent at first. Silent but persistent. A system fails to respond, a power outage lasts a little too long, an announcement is cut short. People stare blankly at each other at a minibus stop. The uncertainty grows, but no one wants to admit it. And then, the same thought occurs to everyone in the most primitive corner of their minds. Run. Don't stop. Don't fall behind. Follow where the herd is going.
Well, of course, running away is better than staying where you are, after all.
It's normal for them to think that way, because in moments of danger, the human brain still works with reflexes from thousands of years ago. Whatever the herd does, the individual does too. People get in their cars, leave the same streets, pile into the same intersections, and head to the same places they consider safe. Suddenly, the city is no longer a city. It ceases to be a structured entity and turns into a fluid problem. And the simplest rule of fluid physics is this: if everyone pushes in the same direction, someone gets crushed. Spoiler alert, those who get crushed are always those who consider themselves rational and clever, because they mistake moving with the crowd for intelligence.
So you're saying the problem is running away?
No, I'm not saying the problem is running away. The problem is running away to the same place at the same time as everyone else. The problem is acting reflexively, mindlessly blending into the herd. This video doesn't teach you to run away, it doesn't teach you to hide, it doesn't tell a bunker fairy tale. This video explains this: the structures left empty when the herd flees, the infrastructure that people ignore and abandon in panic, that no one looks back at. It aims to make you notice the places that are right in front of your eyes in every crisis, but that no one notices. And no, these are not military bases, they are not mysterious laboratories, they are certainly not legendary places that circulate among the people.
So what's the advantage for me in staying away from the herd?
The real rule is this: if you want to survive in chaos, the solution isn't in excessive courage or weapons. Even your stockpiled food alone isn't the solution. The solution to survival is location. When the herd flees, the infrastructure within the city empties. And that emptied infrastructure, for the right person, transforms into an ordinary yet impenetrable fortress. Now I'll show you 3 structures that no one looks back at when chaos begins, but that provide logical and mathematical advantages. 3 fortresses that looters don't bother with, the herd doesn't notice, and the panicked mind deems unimportant. Let's start with the first one. Are you ready?
Of course I'm ready.
Castle 1, the forgotten tower looking down from above. In times of chaos, everyone looks down on market signs, pharmacy lights, gun shop doors. Human eyes, out of habit, always focus horizontally because city life teaches us this. Everything you need is at eye level. But when chaos begins, ground level becomes a deadly spot. All the noise, all the panic, all the violence is below. The crowd is there, the herd is there, the chaos is there. Those who survive go up, because height is not just a view in a crisis. It is a gain in time, a superior vantage point, a safe zone.
What, am I supposed to find a skyscraper and run to it?
No, I'm talking about those boring buildings that nobody cares about. Every city has them, 5 to 9 stories tall, dirty windows, hallways reminiscent of the 1980s, buildings with nothing inside except a few offices, accounting firms, insurance companies, retired consulting firms. It's as if there is no soul living inside them, and that's exactly why they're valuable. No one loots them because no one thinks there is anything valuable inside. But in times of chaos, the concept of value changes. Wealth is no longer gold or luxury cars. Wealth is a height away from the noise, a single entry line of defense, and time. These buildings are generally reinforced concrete, compliant with fire regulations, equipped with HVAC systems, Most have a single staircase, meaning few entry points. Defense is easy because there is only one point to control. Consider a house. It has 2 doors and 8 windows in different directions, dozens of ways to sneak in. Now consider the offices I mentioned. Single staircase, single entry, single exit. This is the simplest and most effective defensive strategy that can be implemented in a city.
But what if there's nothing inside to keep me alive? Then what's the point of these buildings?
Inside there is this: time. In chaos, time is as valuable as food. In fact, in most cases, it's even more important than food. When you go up, your field of vision increases. You see who's coming early. Noise reaches you later. You read the rhythm of chaos from above. And there's one more thing most people don't notice. There is water on the roofs of these buildings. Water waiting in fire suppression systems, stored in cooling tanks, circulating in HVAC reservoirs. Yes, this water isn't market water, but when boiled, it is water. Chemistry isn't emotional. Bacteria die at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. It's that simple. The moment the herd forgets the infrastructure, you use gravity. The water above, the silence above, the control above. Height is always an advantage, no matter where in the world.
So buildings that no one looks at are safer?
Yes, the ordinary is not a target. Buildings that lose in the beauty contest win in the crisis contest, because the herd rushes to consume the beautiful en masse. The ordinary remains standing silently. Mark the 5 to 8 story boring office buildings where you live on the map. Make a special note of the unattractive, forgotten structures, because in the moment of chaos, it's not aesthetics that matter. Location counts. Remember this: going high is not just a change of location, it's a change of perspective. Every bit of distance you put between yourself and the chaos below actually means more chances to survive. When you go up, you don't just get away from people, you also get away from the herd's panic, their wrong decisions and their consequences, and the blind waves of crowd psychology. Because panic grows horizontally, chaos multiplies as people standing side by side trigger each other. But up there, panic doesn't spread. Sound takes longer to reach you, images are filtered, and you can observe all of this from a single frame.
So climbing up isn't just about escaping, it also gives you an advantage, right?
Absolutely. Going up is not a retreat, it's an observation position. Remember, in every crisis, there are 2 types of people: those who live it, those who read it. Those who live it are in the herd. They act without understanding what is happening. Those who read it are above. They predict where the next 10 minutes, the next hour will lead. And this difference is worth its weight in gold in times of chaos.
So how safe are these buildings inside?
Know this: in times of chaos, no place is 100% safe, but some places are much less dangerous than others. The biggest advantage of these forgotten office buildings is that they don't come to mind. No one thinks, let me go there and see if there's anything useful. Think about it. If you were in a panic, where would you look first? The supermarket, the pharmacy, the police station, the hospital, the gas station, large buildings, the mall. The human mind chooses the big one, the flashy spot. But in a crisis, the best option is the place no one else chooses. That's why boring office buildings are valuable.
What if there are other people inside the buildings you say are safe?
If there is someone inside, they are most likely also trying to get away from the crowd. So they are either someone who thinks like you or an observer who acted before you did. The profile of those who take refuge in such buildings is generally the same. Those who know they shouldn't follow the herd, those who stay away from panic, those who analyze what to do and where to go in advance instead of acting in panic and haste. In other words, calm profiles, not aggressive ones. Moreover, these buildings are generally empty outside of business hours. On weekends, at night, they are almost completely empty. This is one of the biggest advantages in a crisis: emptiness. Emptiness makes defense easier. Emptiness reduces noise. Emptiness creates space to think.
So, ordinary buildings with strategic locations.
Exactly. Ordinary things are not targets. They are structures that are inconspicuous, unremarkable, and no one cares about them, but they are your first line of defense. And at this point, you need to understand this. Every crisis looks the same at first glance, but those who survive are the ones who interpret the crisis differently. While herd instinct says run, the analyst brain says rise. The herd blends into the crowd, the analyst rises and observes how the crowd flows. The herd panics, the analyst uses that panic energy to survive. That's why the tower logic is powerful. When you go up,
You gain not just a physical, but also a mental advantage.
Well, does this really work? I mean, how sensible is it to climb higher? What are you basing all this on?
Throughout history, the same thing has always happened. Those who were high up saw. Those who saw prepared. Those who were prepared survived. This is not only a physical reality, but also a psychological advantage. And never forget this. In the midst of chaos, everyone looks strong, but only those who climb up are truly safe. So now, after this video, all you have to do is this. Open the map, mark the boring office buildings in your city, make a special note of the ones that don't look appealing, because in a moment of chaos, it's not aesthetics that matter, it's location that counts. Chapter 2. Those who manage the void. The first hours of chaos are noisy, shouting, engine sounds, sirens. The city has stopped breathing. Everyone is running somewhere, but no one knows where they are going. But 24 to 48 hours later, the city becomes strangely quiet. This silence is not peaceful. It is like standing in the eye of the storm, temporary and deceptive. The roads begin to empty, the crowds disperse, and most people immediately fall into the same misconception. The danger has passed.
So, since everyone's gone, it seems safer?
No, the real danger begins at this very point, because now there are only two types of people left: those who survived by chance, those without a plan, those who don't know where to go or how to get there, who will go wherever the chaos takes them, and those who positioned themselves deliberately, those who follow the silence, who watch what comes and goes, those who step outside herd mentality and stand against the flow. Those who survived by chance and have no plan, yes, they are alive for now, but that doesn't mean they will last long. But they are not the real danger. The real danger is those who hide and play games, who will harm you when they come face to face with you. Staying high up protects you from that danger too. And the second castle is as silent as the night, but as critical as life itself.
What do you mean?
There is a rule in the nature of chaos. Noise follows the herd, but it is not noise that will keep you alive. It is silence. Before we move on to the second fortress, I want you to know this. The first 24 hours are the approach hour. The herd brings people together. Noise pushes them together. Panic squeezes people in one direction. The next 24 hours are the separation period. Communities that are in a herd cannot coordinate and will perish.
This means that if communities coordinate, their chances of survival are much higher than those of individuals left alone.
If you think about what you said in terms of 1,000 years ago, yes, that's true, because back then people were used to living in groups. However, if you factor in the rise of individualism over the last 100 or even 200 years, you'll understand this better. Even if the herd is very well coordinated, that herd, which includes people accustomed to living for their own individual interests, will be doomed to extinction at the slightest crisis. The advantage always lies with the silent, thinking, analyzing 0.01%. And if you are listening to this video carefully and taking action, it means you are proving that you are in that 0.01%. And now, we come to the second castle, which stands right at the center of this division.
Castle 2. The abandoned healthcare infrastructure. In moments of chaos, people's first reflex is the same. Hospitals, pharmacies, emergency room. They rush to wherever they can find them, because when the mind panics, it thinks very short term. They have all the medicine I need there. But they miss this point. If there are millions of people looking for that medicine, that place ceases to be a health center. It becomes a scene of conflict. Within the first few hours, these areas become chaotic, uncontrolled, dangerous zones. But there is another healthcare infrastructure in the city, one that everyone sees but doesn't associate with anything: dental clinics and veterinary hospitals.
So I'm going to the vet to survive?
Yes, probably, because a panicked brain says there's no food there, no medicine I can use. But they forget this: people don't die of hunger in crises.
They die of infection.
Absolutely. A small cut combined with a moist environment becomes fatal within 48 hours. And that's why these clinics are worth their weight in gold. Do you know what's inside them? Local anesthetics, antibiotic stocks, surgical instruments, and most importantly, an autoclave. 250 degrees Fahrenheit steam sterilization. This is not a luxury. It is the thin line between life and death.
Aren't the drugs used by veterinarians a bit risky?
Reliability is one thing, function is another. We're talking about survival. Here's the truth that the 99% who follow the herd don't know. Animals can't talk, so prescriptions are broad spectrum. And chemistry isn't emotional. A molecule is a molecule. The FDA label is a label.
The molecule is a molecule. But remember, I'm saying this for after a disaster. This is not medical advice. This is the reality of survival in chaos. The most interesting point is this: no one protects these clinics because they are invisible. Looters go where the signs are bright, and these places are left empty, as if they never existed.
So while everyone's rushing to the pharmacy,
You look at the quiet corners of the city, the abandoned healthcare capacity, places that seem harmless, so no one touches them. So do you know which dental clinic or vet is within a 20-minute walk from your home? Google doesn't work in a crisis. Information isn't learned later. It's carried beforehand. So grab a pen and paper now and start marking the locations I mentioned. Castle 3, the invisible checkpoint. Food, water, medicine. These keep a person alive today, but they don't give you superiority. For superiority, you need to observe.
when you say observe, what do you mean?
The situation, the flow. Think of the city's breathing and the universities, but not the classrooms, the astronomy building, the meteorology centers, the atmospheric science towers. Why are these sections always high up? Because they have to see. Height equals information. And these buildings usually have the following: backup power lines, antenna systems, radio rooms, observation equipment. Today, our phones seem to solve everything, but know this: cell phone towers last 72 hours, then they die. Radio, however, never dies. Amateur radio works even without the internet, even without satellites, so it's one of the most primitive but most reliable ways to keep the flow of information going.
I don't think anyone in the middle of that chaos would think about these things.
Absolutely, because a panicked mind says, what good is school? But from above, you see the following: where is the smoke rising from? Which roads are congested? Which areas have been abandoned? Which directions are completely blocked? These are survival data, and it's almost impossible to see this data from below. Those who don't see it are late. Those who are late are caught. Those who are caught cannot survive. Now open your city map and mark the tallest science building. Make a special note of those with equipment, antennas, or observation structures on their roofs. You don't learn during panic. During panic, you just act. The final framework. Why does it work? Now let's stack 3 castles on top of each other. Defense from above and early warning advance, abandoned health capacity, high points that provide information superiority. These are not a bunker, they are a system, a strategy, a difference in mindset. Most people think security is a wall, and that's why they get caught in their most vulnerable state while fleeing. True security is this: seeing the flow, standing out from the crowd, using what's left behind.
So it's not about being strong or running fast.
It's about being in the right place. Being in the right place creates an advantage even at the wrong time. When chaos comes, everyone looks like they're doing something, but in reality, the only thing they're doing is sharing death in the same direction. The problem is simple and cruel. Do you follow the herd, or do you manage the void?
So which one are you?
You can close this video because 99% will do just that, or you can return to the map, because when the collapse comes, there will be room for those with a system, not heroes. Let's be honest, as you listen to what I'm saying in this video, you fall into one of 2 groups. Either you think to yourself, okay, that makes sense, we'll see, or you quietly take note to yourself, I really need to work on this. The difference between the 2 is not, as you might think, the weapon. It's definitely not the equipment. This difference has to do with how the mind works.
So just watching isn't enough, is it?
No, it's not enough. Watching is what the herd does. Analyzing is a behavior that very few people dare to do. In moments of chaos, 99% of people act on instinct and join the first herd they find. The analyst is calm because they have a plan prepared in advance. The herd reacts to the moment it finds itself. The analyst considers the possibilities when there is no danger yet. That's why the difference is not created during the crisis, but long before the crisis. And now I'm going to tell you how to take these 3 castles out of the realm of fantasy and make them a position in the real world. This part will be a little uncomfortable because it kills that sluggish part of you that says, I'll look at it someday. Step 1. The shame of the paper map. The first step is something simple, yet most people are embarrassed to do it. Turn off your screen, open a map of your city. Make sure it's real paper, not digital.
Paper maps still exist?
If you have one, you're lucky. If not, print one out. Because the power goes out, your phone shuts down, your battery dies, apps crash, but paper sits quietly on the table.
What you do when you put the map in front of you is very important. Mark the 5 to 9-story boring office building, dental clinics, veterinarian hospital, and the tallest science university buildings. This is not an address list. It's a process of teaching your brain, don't panic in a moment of chaos, go to safe points.
Looking at the map, I realized I only knew the malls, banks, and places where I sat and drank coffee.
Most people are like that. They know the places they frequent. Analysts know the infrastructure, and that difference saves lives in a crisis. Step 2, the distance reality. Now we move on to the second blow. Do you know how far away the points you marked on the map actually are? Not by car. Don't assume there's no traffic. In fact, don't rely on that comfort at all. The real distance is measured on foot, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You have to draw these boundaries.
So you're saying the plan should be made without a car?
No, what I'm saying is, if you have a car, it's a plus. If not, don't let your whole plan go to waste. Besides, if your plan depends on a car, it's not a plan, it's luck. And in chaos, luck is usually not on your side. Now look at the map. Circle the castles within a 30-minute walking radius. This will be your first move zone. The rest are your backup plans. The first move in chaos is vital, because when chaos begins, the herd grabs the steering wheel while the analyst grabs his shoes.
Step 3, mental simulation. Now we come to the most critical stage. This section is the foundation of the survival mindset. While looking at the map, ask yourself, if chaos started right now, what would I do in the first 10 minutes? And don't romanticize the answer. Be honest.
My reflex would be to gather my family, get in the car, and try to leave the city.
Be honest. This is herd mentality. You can't escape it without understanding it. Herd mentality is always the same. Run in the same direction, run at the same speed, run by blending into the crowd. And the most ironic part, while you think you're running away, you're actually running right into danger. Now ask the same question along with the castles. Which office tower is closest to home? Where is the nearest dental clinic? Which direction is the tallest science building? Tell yourself, if everyone starts running in the same direction at the same time, I'm going up first. This sentence is small, but it changes the frame of your mind. Now you're reading the chaos, not the chaos reading you.
So before running away, climb as fast as possible?
Yes, before getting caught up in the noise of the crowd, climb up, see, listen, then move. Doors that open in the right direction at the right time are always visible from above. Step 4, the "I'll look at it someday" trap. Now I'm going to tell you a painful but true statistic. Even of those who watch this type of video to the end, 99% do nothing. Don't open a map, don't mark a point, don't calculate distance, don't make a plan. 1% try something, 0.1% set up a system.
This 0.1% you mention, are they the ones who manage the silence?
Yes, in moments of chaos, the herd clings to this feeling, I'm doing something, therefore I'm safe. This is how people deceive themselves. Everyone who is moving thinks they are prepared. The analyst, however, asks a completely different question. Am I in the right place? The power of this question trumps all other preparation, because if you're in the right place, even missing equipment can save you. If you're in the wrong place, even the most expensive equipment won't be enough.
So it's not about moving, it's about knowing where I am.
Exactly. The herd numbs itself with movement, while the analyst stays alert with position. Movement is speed, position is life. Step 5, connecting the 3 castles. Now we're coming to a very important point. In this video, we talked about 3 castles: the forgotten tower looking down from above, the abandoned healthcare infrastructure, and the invisible control point. If you still hear these as 3 separate places, you're just consuming information. But if you've started to form them into a line in your mind, then you're building a system.
What kind of line is this?
Like this. First 30 minutes. Find the nearest tower, go up, watch the chaos, roads, smoke, crowds, flow. Which area is shifting where? First 24 hour. Find the nearest dental clinic or veterinarian. Determine the sterilization capacity. You may not even need to go inside. Sometimes just committing the location into memory is enough. First 48 hour. Go to the tallest science building. Find the information line. Identify the radio, antenna, and high vantage point. This is now your control point. When you connect these 3 steps on the map, you are no longer random. You are no longer someone who thinks, what will I do if chaos comes?
You become someone who says, if chaos comes, I'll start from here. This difference is one that a person may use only once in their lifetime, but when needed, it will change everything.
So the system isn't about going to one place, it's about creating a route.
Yes, in moments of chaos, the plan lies not in a single point, but in staying strong in the flow. It should not always be a place you go to, but always a picture you read. Castles exist for this purpose. Part 3. Those who only follow the map and those who put it on the table. Now I'm going to leave a scene in your mind. This scene will be a summary of everything we've talked about, and perhaps this will be what you remember most about this video. There are 2 images at the moment of collapse. The first is a scene of thousands of people running in the same direction. A panicked crowd, screams, gasps for breath, everyone bumping into each other as if an invisible force were pushing them into the same corridor, flowing slowly and inevitably towards death. The herd is powerful, but its direction is uncertain.
What about the second image?
The second is a single person quietly climbing the stairs of an office. Their steps are calm, their breathing controlled, no panic, no rush. While the whole city screams, this person simply ascends, closes the door, approaches the window, watches the flow below. This person has not lost their decision-making power even in the midst of chaos because they have a plan, they have a position, they have a system. My question to you is, which of these 2 images do you think is more powerful? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's see if you belong to the 99% or the 0.1% of society. The herd experiences chaos. The analyst reads the chaos. These castles are open to everyone, but very few know how to use them. And now we come to the final and most disturbing part of the video. You can leave this video here. The algorithm will take you to another video. Next time, everything will continue as if it were normal. Or, today, you can actually do these 3 things. Open the map, mark the points, see the distance. These 3 actions are what shift a person's mind from herd mode to analyst. There is no place for heroes in moments of collapse, but for those with a system and a plan, there always is.
So the real question is, will I live by herd reflex, or can I be cool-headed enough to manage the void?
The answer you give to this question will determine where you stand when that day comes. And the worst part is, no one will ask you for that answer until that day arrives.